3 to 5. So it's not winning 50%. Some of the allies need to start winning 50% of the seat. The others rest is 10 to 16,
Rajdeep,
which is
that's where the microdata is.
primarily the CPI-ML. So the CPI-ML is the one which is pulling up in a way as it did last time, the Mahagathbandhan. Others 1 to 7.
No, Rajdeep. The CPI is doing badly.
Ma'am, just a minute. Let us please break down the numbers. Others have to be 1 to 7 and the JSP is 0 to 2. So you've got a situation at the moment which, if these numbers hold, clearly show RJD party number 1, but the allies of the BJP are doing reasonably well, particularly the JDU and the Lok Jan Shakti, and thereby ensuring the BJP is over the halfway mark. Could the story be of, at the end of the day, having a wider alliance gives you that 2 or 3% extra vote? Getting in an Upendra Kushwaha, getting in a Chirag Paswan who fought last time is turning to be the game changer. Am I right?
Yes, precisely, because you find on the ground excellent chemistry and arithmetic when Paswan voters are coming. All the theories about two parties, vote transfer is happening on the ground, on the pattern. Two, also, you see, Kushwaha factor in Bihar never had a synchronized voting pattern like Kurmis, Yadavs, etc. Right? So Magad and Bhojpur region did have CPI-ML vote bank. So therefore, but still compared to 2020, you find more Kushwahas voting. Similarly, you find among the non-Paswan, non-Ravidas, Dalits, you have more traction towards Mahagathbandhan, NDA. So that way, certainly NDA chemistry and arithmetic is more in sync, compared to that.
Let's look at two parties. One is BJP, the two national parties. Rajat, if the BJP looks at these numbers, they were delighted last time because they had emerged for the first time as a serious contender for power, just one seat behind the RJD. Now, having gone down, if these numbers hold, is this an acceptance that the BJP in Bihar, the one state where they've not had a chief minister of their own, has their limitations?
I think the entire leadership of the state unit of the BJP has been struggling. They have lacked any charismatic leader who have their own goodwill to swing elections on their own. And that misery continues. And I think this is the reason why they have to still, agree to 50-50 sharing of vote, seats and everything. I just believe that the whole unit, the state unit, does not exude confidence, and that starts reflecting into lack of performance even on the ground. And I don't think the central BJP has any options in terms of picking the right faces. They're experimenting with certain faces from outside, but that's about it. There is no new imagination.
Just for 30 seconds, BJP is no longer the junior partner in an alliance. In Bihar, it is contesting equal number of seats as the JDU. 101 is what both of them are contesting. Yes, JDU winning more, no doubt, according to these numbers. But the fact remains that the way they're campaigning, the bigger election machinery that they have, they are trying to make deeper inroads along with the RSS.
Okay, Preeti, your first reactions to what you're seeing from the Congress party. You said that the Congress party, compared to last time, contesting fewer seats, is winning the same number of seats. Does that suggest that the Congress party got better seats this time, or they've run a better campaign?
No, I don't think they've run a better campaign, and I actually don't think they bargained for better seats, because most 34 seats is where they're facing off against the BJP and the JDU, and they really don't have that much of a great track record. I think what is bolstering the chances of the Congress here, and I have to say, is despite of the Congress's performance on ground, it is, the larger anti-incumbency. People are feeding into that. Number one. Rajdeep, when you look at the others, and if you can put all the data out in terms of the party breakup, the left last time around got 16 seats. Where you look at others, which left is a component of 10 to 16, there are 7 other components that the MJB has, along with IP Gupta's party and 6 other smaller factions representing 1 or 2 seats where the Dalit communities are concerned. The left is pulling the Gathbandhan down here. The left is not doing as well as it did in 2020. And the other one point I'd like to make, the BJP would be gutted to see these numbers. They truly would be gutted to see these numbers. They were clearly expecting over 70.
If these numbers, of course,
if these numbers hold.
One point here. If we look at, in terms of the strike rate, the JDU strike rate is the best among all the political parties.
Yes.
It is at 61%. The RJD's is around 52%. Important factor, as we have been saying, Rajdeep, that this election is revolving around Nitish Kumar. He's the central figure of this election, and he is the one actually who has pulled up the numbers of the BJP. What is BJP's contribution to this number or to the overall picture of the NDA? Of course, they are bringing in the upper caste votes. But, of course, we have been talking about the election winning machine. They have good booth management. But as far as the vote-catching ability of Nitish Kumar is concerned, that remains intact, even after he has been in power for 20 years.
So what these numbers would suggest is Tejasvi is firmly, if these numbers hold, Tejasvi is firmly the face of the opposition. But Nitish Kumar, Bihar ki majburi hai ya zaruri hai, whichever way you look at it, it will be Nitish again if these numbers hold. Good point to go and join all our political guests. Sanjay Kumar, National Spokesperson, JDU. Jayan Jigyasu, National Spokesperson, RJD. Anukruti is the space spokesperson, Jan Suraj. Guru Prakash Paswan, National Spokesperson, BJP. To you, Mr. Paswan, first, if these numbers hold, and I keep emphasizing it's a big if, how will the BJP see this? 50 to 56 is what you're winning in a state where you won 75 last time. Is there an acceptance, as Maria just said, that this is Nitish's election? To an extent, BJP has piggybacked on Nitish rather than the other way around as was 5 years ago.
No, Rajdeep ji, I don't think I agree with the position, but you have to understand when you are giving a sector-wise data. If you look at the sector-wise data, we have very strong leaders. If you look at Champaran, we have Radha Mohan Singh ji, and Radha Mohan Singh ji has been a member of parliament from Motihari for the last 30 years. If you look at the Kosi region, and I'm happy that you have given the data sector-wise and region-wise, from Janjharpur, we have a young and dynamic Nitish Mishra as well. So I don't think we do a great amount of disservice by putting the blame on state BJP for that matter. Bihar election are always very intense, and I don't think anyone better than you would understand this perspective. What we fail to understand in this entire calculus is that the consolidation of the EBCs, there are 36 communities, the Nishads, and in fact, when we speak of the EBCs, the Nishad saw how repeatedly Mukesh Sahni was insulted. His brother was denied a symbol from the very prestigious seat of Gauda Badam of Darbhanga. So I agree with you when you say it's a very candidate-specific, it's a very state-specific election. But you cannot discount the fact that the large number of women, the large number of youngsters, they have come out, and it's very, it's not justified to assume that the youngsters voted for the
sir, I have to today.
What we realize in this election, and I say this.
Sir, I have to go with the data before me. You're getting Mahila vote but not getting the Yuva vote, which is one of the interesting factors of this election. I want to go to Jayant Jigyasu, National Spokesperson, RJD. It almost seems that this is 2020 redux in a way in terms of the overall seat share if these numbers hold. It's a big if. I keep repeating it's an exit poll. Is there any hope you have, given these numbers, that you could form a government, or will you fall short like you did last time? Because none of your allies are getting 50% of the seats. You're the only potential party within the Mahagathbandhan getting 50% of its seats that it's contesting.
Will be remembered for the statesman spirit of Tejasvi Yadav. And he has discharged his duties very conscientiously in 10 years stint as a legislator, as the deputy CM, as the leader opposition. And people trust him. People like him, admire him, appreciate him, and they want to see him as the next chief minister of Bihar. Whatever he promised, he has delivered. And as far as these exit polls are concerned, I'm still unable to decipher, and it's still enigma for me. And the very futility of exit polls or opinion polls or any kind of survey.
So you don't trust these numbers. What are your internal numbers saying? Jayan ji, आपके internal numbers क्या कह रहे हैं?
I don't believe in palmistry or any kind of celestial announcement, but I can assure the supporters and members and sympathizers of our alliance that we are quite confident that we are going to form the government with clear majority, and we need simply 122 votes. We don't want to boast of Mazboot Sarkar. We have seen that disinvestment ministry was created in the Vajpayee era, and under the pressure of crony capitalists, Pramod Mahajan was disseminating the very propaganda of feel good and India shining. And when the final count came, Vajpayee had to go. So
we'll wait and see whether Bihar 2025 is India 2004. You see, exit polls are not the final. Exit polls are not the final results. We'll wait and see. But Sanjay Kumar, National Spokesperson. Just a minute, sir. Sir, let everyone get their initial remarks. Sanjay Kumar, your National Spokesperson, JDU. Is this a vote for Nitish Kumar if these numbers hold? Is that very clear? Nitish Kumar is the next chief minister, or will he in some way be ready to hand over to someone else?
Thanks, Rajdeep. I think as of now, Nitish ji is going to be the next chief minister of Bihar. We are pretty sure. And as Maria also said, and we spoke with a lot of journalists, and Nitish ji was in the center of the elections all over the state, not in one region or in a particular region, but people have voted for him. People, voted for, there is an overall sign of pro-incumbency. Nobody can deny that. And, people voted for the work done by him. So, he is going to be the chief minister. I'm pretty sure. We are pretty sure.
Going to be the chief minister. Anukruti, your state spokesperson, Jan Suraj, are you going to now accept ki arsh pe ya farsh pe? If these numbers hold, you're on the farsh, not on arsh.
Well, Rajdeep, first of all, good evening to all of you all and the rest of the country as well. Jan Suraj has set the narrative for these elections and nobody can deny that. Never in the past 35 years in Bihar had elections been fought on such issues like migration, like, Rozgar within Bihar, like health, education. These are, words that had gone missing from our political discourse. Everybody was only talking of caste dynamics.
Those votes are not coming to you, ma'am. Those issues are there, but people are not giving those votes. People who want Rozgar are not giving those votes to Prashant Kishore. They are giving it to Tejasvi.
That only time will tell, because see, somebody, promising a sarkari naukri to every family and not giving the calculation of how that's going to be afforded, because our entire budget is 3.25 lakh crore and the salaries itself will cost us close to 9 lakh crores. Where is he going to get all the money from? He's not bothered to explain. Secondly, we kept asking, okay, all these, the claims of giving 10 lakh jobs or business opportunities, whatever he claims, please make those names public. That never happened. Similarly, I am very amused and amazed at how for granted we are taking this whole, Mahilaएं vote kar rahi hai NDA ke liye because, the 10,000 thing has worked. 1 hour before the model code of conduct is, implemented, you do this after being in power for 20 years. You suddenly realize that you need
10,000 rupees.
Sorry?
It's not just for 10,000 rupees. Women of Bihar have been voting for Nitish Kumar because of the generational policy shift he has ensured in their favor. So that is what is reflecting even right now.
But having said that, Maria, let me contest that, because let me contest that, Guru Prakash Paswan. Before I come back to the guests in the studio, I want to understand this. This 10,000 rupees, cabinet decision taken last week of August, first implementation 75 lakh women September 25th. 10 days before the model code of conduct. Is there somewhere a recognition that the BJP realized voter was fatigued and possibly looking at options? Kya karo? Top up scheme kar do. Kuch log kehte hai vote kharidi. You bought votes with this 10,000 rupees. You even gave them while the campaign was on.
नहीं राजदीप जी, कुछ लोग नहीं कहते हैं, आप कहते हैं। आज सुबह आपका वीडियो मैंने भी देखा है जहां आपने ये आरोप लगाया है, बट इट हैज नो सेम्बलेंस टू रियलिटी। पंचायतों में आरक्षण वोट को देख के दिया था क्या? बिहार पुलिस में सर्वाधिक महिलाएं हैं, वोट को देख के दिया था क्या? बिहार सरकारी नौकरियों में 35% डोमिसाइल रिजर्वेशन इनको देख के थोड़ी दिया था। राजदीप जी, यू हैव टू गो बियॉन्ड दैट। आई थिंक वी हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड दैट दी वुमेन हैव सॉलिडली सपोर्टेड नीतीश कुमार, राइट फ्रॉम लिकर बैन टू एम्पावरमेंट मेजर्स। पूरे देश में पंचायतों में महिला के आरक्षण नहीं थी, लेकिन महिलाओं को आरक्षण पंचायत में कहां मिला? तो बिहार में मिला। टुडे नीतीश Kumar has the blessings of the women of Bihar. You don't understand the entire political discourse during the election we saw. Rahul Gandhi came, छठी मां को अपमानित किया. Congress's munch, Congress's leadership, in the presence of Congress leaders, Prime Minister's late mother was abused. No one speak about it, but we have to understand that the people of Bihar are really sentimental about it. The women of Bihar specifically, it's a land of Sita, it's a land of Amrapali, it's a land of Ubhay Bharti. They have a different level of consciousness. अगर आपको लगता है एक पॉलिसी से उनका वोट खरीदा जा सकता है, स्विच किया जा सकता है, this is a very unreasonable ground.
You're saying sentimental support, plus of course the fact, as Maria mentioned, that Nitish Kumar has cultivated this constituency. But I just want to go to the man of the moment, because he's an exit pollster who's seen all the ups and downs. He's a bit like Nitish Kumar. आपने उतार भी देखा है, चढ़ाव भी देखा है, आप फर्श पे भी रहे, हर्ष पे भी रहे. Today you are smiling. I don't know how you will be looking on come Friday. I hope you are smiling on Friday. But Pradeep, these numbers that you have put, I just heard one of my panelists in the studio saying Pradeep Gupta is playing safe for once. Today you are batting like Sunil Gavaskar and not like Sachin Tendulkar. Why? What has suddenly happened that you are keeping all options open? At your top end, you could even have a hung assembly.
Rajdeep, you are giving good cricket analogy. I will reply in cricket analogy itself. पिच देख के बल्लेबाजी की जाती है. पिच का मिजाज के बल्लेबाजी की जाती है कि चौके छक्के लगाने हैं या सेफ डिफेंसिव गावस्कर की स्टाइल में खेलना है. So that is what is our role and job is to try and understand the insight of the people, what they want, what are their needs, aspirations, and preference. Most importantly, the voting.
No, so are you saying that the pitch is a tricky one? Let's be clear. Let's take this cricket analogy again. Are you saying this is a tricky pitch, which is why you've decided to do a well left? You've realized that this is not a pitch for sixes and fours. It is a close election. Am I right?
Yes, I am saying this pitch is in case of T20. This pitch is definitely not to score 200 plus runs. This is the pitch to score around 140, 150. That is the winning number.
Pradeep ji, lot has been made about the Mahila, the women vote. A margin of 5%, how does it really come together for the NDA? And what I'd like to ask you, if it is a close election, if it is the lower limit of the NDA and the higher limit of the MJB, then those 12 seats, which there is a friendly fight on, where the margin of victory last time was, in votes was 12,000. Every seat went down to the wire. How much will that come into play? You must have studied those seats as well, sir.
Definitely, yes, Preeti, and I will reply for seat by seat for those seats as well. Give me some time. But I would always say that these political party call it friendly fight. I call it suicidal fight.
That could be the game changer.
It suits them to, that discourse among themselves. But when it comes to the voter and the voter sees the symbol of both the party in the machine, they confuse, and in the process, the vote gets split and they get defeated.
So are they losing all those friendly fights? Is the Mahagathbandhan losing all the friendly fights?
I will give you the number, but majority of them they are losing. But I will give you the seat by seat number. Give you some time. But ने जो सवाल पूछा कि lower range and higher range of गठबंधन and lower range of NDA, इसकी क्या संभावना है और ये कहाँ से आ रही है, उसका मैं जवाब देने की कोशिश करता हूँ.
अच्छा प्रदीप जी, जो युवा
फिनिश
सारा तीनों डेमोग्राफी का जवाब दे दूंगा मैं, जाति का, महिला का और युवा का. जाति तो यू नो दैट कि सबके सामने MY यानी मुस्लिम यादव ने एक मुश्त वोट बड़ी संख्या में इनको किया. मुझे एक भी व्यक्ति यादव नहीं मिला जो बोले कि उसने जनस्वराज को वोट किया. तो वहां पर पूरा का पूरा मुश्त एक वोट या AIM को सीमांचल में कहीं पर वोट किया. दूसरी बात, एक मुश्त वोट पड़ा है. नीतीश कुमार जी या NDA का जो सबसे
go back to your English now.
Okay, chaliye, okay. So I thought I am from Hindi government.
You're on so many channels now. You forget Hindi, English. But go ahead. You're playing on different pitches. Go ahead. That's why I said you're the Nitish Kumar in this election. Go ahead.
Okay. So now coming to Mahila, which is also 50%, and this election, if you see the election commission data itself, the age group of 18 to 39 contributes 50% of the electors. 18 to 39, 50% of the elector. And if you see our age-wise bifurcation, among first-time voter, Gathbandhan is having the lead. Among 18 to 20 to 29, decisive lead in both 37 to 46 and 44 respectively for the Gathbandhan, in favor of Gathbandhan, and 30 to 39, 1 point lead for NDA and 42. I mean, this, whatever you are seeing the Mahagathbandhan upper range, the chances of getting to this upper range is 5%, and 95% chance is that of NDA's upper range or the mid range this is what is coming out to, because this 50% youth and particularly this incremental voter turnout is suggesting, though this youth work vote little less in comparison to the other age group because they are away from their hometown or the voting booth because of education and professional purposes, etc., and they are always reluctant to vote. But this time, because of Chhath, last 3 election held in assembly election in Bihar held in during Dasera to Diwali. Before Diwali, the election has been concluded. But this is the first time in last 15 years that election is happening after the Chhath Puja, meaning large chunk of these migrated, these all kind of youth, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, all are there and they have voted, and the net 6 percentage point increment in turnout. Now, last time it was even in general election and Lok Sabha assembly election, it was 57. Now it is 67. So this
No, but
6%.
you're saying, Pradeep, 1 minute. You need to explain. You're saying that there has been a high voter turnout among youth. Many of them are migrants. As per your survey, a large number of them have voted for the Mahagathbandhan. If the Mahagathbandhan is in the fight, it's because of this youth migrant vote. It has not gone to the Jan Suraj, which many people thought. They've not gone to Prashant Kishore. They've chosen Tejasvi. Am I right?
Absolutely, you are right. You elaborated very correctly. The second thing, now I'm coming to the Mahila. Now, that's the reason why you see that among the male voters, 40 to NDA and 41 to Mahagathbandhan. Wherein female voter, it is 45 to NDA and 40 to Mahagathbandhan, meaning 5 points gap. And this Mahila vote is going to be decisive for sure. This is the reason why you see the difference is this much, and the closer range of, even if you take the worst possible scenario, which is very unlikely, 5% chance I give that scenario, 121 to NDA and 118.
And why did they choose them? Did you ask them why were the Mahilas choosing the NDA? What was the reason most of them gave?
Most of them saying we are voting for Nitish Modi combined. They always say Modi's name alongside the Nitish Kumar's name. And they say कि Nitish Kumar, हम लोग पूछते Nitish Kumar के बारे में आप क्या देखती हैं कि जो भी है उनकी स्वास्थ्य, हेल्थ वगैरह वगैरह, जैसे वो जैसे भी हैं, पलटू हो, स्वास्थ्य की प्रॉब्लम हो वगैरह वगैरह, वो जैसे भी है हमारे लिए बहुत अच्छे.
Okay, the Nemo factor, go ahead.
In your findings, how much was Tejasvi Yadav able to expand his vote base and get in others to vote for the Mahagathbandhan? Apart from the Muslim Yadav combined, how much was Congress able to take him forward? People like VIP, Mukesh Sahni, IP Gupta, what was the impact on ground in your findings?
The impact, everybody has contributed his asses on their own seats where they are contesting to. But having said that, the moment the Tejasvi is declared as chief minister candidate, that 3 to 4 percentage point incremental vote came into their fold, which is shifted from Prashant Kishore likely to earlier, in our tracker, earlier Prashant Kishore was scoring around 8 percentage points. In post-poll study, that come down to 4% point because
Pradeep
the moment
ji,
you see...
Pradeep ji, can you go back to what you said that you will explain? What is the condition under which it will be the higher limit with what you have predicted for the MGB and the lower limit with what you've predicted for the NDA?
Yes. So
what could happen for those numbers?
I was just explaining that 6% incremental in voter turnout on the account of deceased voters and the migrated permanently, that 48 lakhs has been deleted practically, though 66 lakh deleted, but these two contribute about 6 percentage points, and this 4% incremental vote, I see largely 4 out of that 4 large belongs to the youth in the age of 18 to 39 year for age group, where both the Mahagathbandhan is having the edge.
No, you're playing very... You see, I'm trying to make sense of what you're saying. This is a very strange election where for once you're playing safe, suggesting that the youth in large numbers have voted one way and anti-incumbency. The Mahila, largely, of course, above the age of 30, presumably, have voted overwhelmingly for NDA, overwhelmingly or substantially higher. You've got two big demographics. It's almost as if Mahila versus Yuva. This election has become Mahila on one side, Yuva on the other. Yuva keeping Tejasvi afloat, and Mahila keeping the NDA afloat. Having said that, I would have expected one side to pull ahead. 2% normally should give a bigger victory than what you're doing. You're saying they are overall 2% ahead.
Rajdeep, if you see that when you say youth, the moment you आप जो यूथ का रेंज 18 to 29 जैसे ही करते हैं तो उसके अंदर जो that 50 become 25. Now among the later part of 25, the NDA is having 1.8, and among the other side, which is the teenager kind of a youth, 18 to 29, their Mahagathbandhan is having the substance. Having said that, it's not that all the youth Mahila is also voting in this manner. No. There also Mahila is voting little more to NDA than to Mahagathbandhan. This is what is making this election and this result.
Two questions come. One, your poll is showing a lot of regional split. Take a look at your numbers. We'll put up in places last time where NDA, BJP in particular did well. This time the Mahagathbandhan is doing slightly better. Champaran is one example we gave. Kosi. And there are places like Kosi. And if you look at the other way around, from what your data suggests, Patliputra and Magad, where last time it was the MGB ahead, this time the situation seems to be changing. It's changing, for example, in Bhojpur. It's almost as if there's a complete reversal. Local anti-incumbency, as per your poll, seems to matter than any statewide anti-incumbency. Am I correct?
Let me tell you, Patliputra Magad, you mentioned that last time Mahagathbandhan did very well, and that too on account of purely LJP dented the prospect of JDU in this region. Largely, when we say Patliputra Magad, this includes the Jamui, the Gaya, the Aurangabad, where large number of seats have been contested by LJP against JDU. In total state, they dented the 33 seats, which is the sizable chunk.
So Lok Jan Shakti has made a big difference. Lok Jan Shakti being with the NDA has made a big difference.
In this region, see, I'll tell you this also. Now, if you compare this Lok Jan Shakti, what had happened last time and this time, last time Lok Jan Shakti contested separately and secured 6% votes. This time they are aligned with this, meaning they added 6 points to the NDA fold, but VIP contested earlier with NDA, now with Gathbandhan, removed those 2 points from there. So that 6 become 4 in this case. And now when it comes to the Prashant Kishore, whatever Prashant Kishore is getting 4% vote, 2.5 to 3% is coming from the NDA. So that whatever LGP shifted there is more or less null and void.
So you're saying Prashant Kishore is getting more votes of NDA than of Mahagathbandhan?
Of course.
Am I correct?
Of course, you can see. Yes, of course. 75% is getting vote of NDA.
Upper caste?
12%, yes, upper caste and OBC. 12% vote he is getting of Mahagathbandhan and 13% of others.
Okay, what explains this better strike rate of the JDU than BJP?
I mean, the strike rate better, meaning there also, if you see lower range and higher range, it is 56 for lower and higher range. But having said that, JDU is doing better because on those seats, last time it is dented. So on those particular seats, their sentiment is there. This time it should not happen the case. And dent meaning last time, see, 75 to 43. I mean, BJP scored 74 seats. To 43 seats for JDU, a substantial difference. But this time, which is not happening, and that sentiment is also play the game.
So it's not that Nitish Kumar, according to this, is actually pulling the weight of the NDA.
No. It's a. I would say to see, if you see the CM preferential choice, there you will find this answer probably. In CM preferential choice, among this 43 3% of NDA vote,
Yes,
Nitish Kumar is scoring 22, meaning
Pradeep ji?
rest other 21 is scoring other than Nitish Kumar. You're getting my point.
Pradeep
So,
ji, last time around in 2020, you had underpolled women. Is there a chance, outside chance is that there is a possibility you could have underpolled Prashant Kishore?
I would say Prashant Kishore के लिए I am extraordinary confident. And as far as प्रशांत किशोर, मैं हिंदी में उसको डिफाइन कर देता हूँ. जो प्रशांत किशोर है, उनकी कोशिश जो है वो काबिले तारीफ है, लेकिन मंजिल अभी दूर.
मंजिल उनके लिए अभी दूर है. एक प्रश्न में सीमांचल पर I just want to bring in. सीमांचल में काफी परिस्थिति, the situation seems to be changing where the MGB is doing much better. Is there no OAC impact this time?
Yes, that's what I say. This time Musalman and Yadavs has decided not to split their vote at any cost. And that is the reason why I'm telling you, among the Yadav, see, this is where the difference make. When I say declaring chief minister candidate will always get more incremental vote. But I'm saying not a single person of Yadav has said that they are not voting for the...
Okay, but let me throw the final googly question to you. You predicted Bihar last time and got it wrong. Yeah. The fact was you expected Tejasvi Yadav to have an edge.
Pull through.
This time you've given the edge very clearly to the NDA. Once bitten, twice shy. Is Bihar a tough state? 2015 you got it spot on. You were the only person to give the kind of sweep that Nitish and Lalu got. 2020 you got it wrong. That's why Utar Chadav I keep saying. Is 2025, how sure are you of these numbers? Given all that we've seen happening to pollsters in Haryana, in the Lok Sabha, are you dead sure? Because 41 place 43, correct me if I'm wrong, is within the margin of error. Normally, pollsters give a 2 to 3% margin of error. Are you within that margin of error?
Of course, Rajdeep, even if the worst possible scenario, if you see our NDA lower range and Mahagathbandhan higher range, it is coming to that point only. Now, as you mentioned about our track record, let me give the full story. I'm not getting into the bigger debate. I'm simply saying out of 3 Lok Sabha, and this is the third assembly election. As you mentioned, 2015 we were spot on an assembly election. In 2019, we predicted 39 seats for the NDA. They secured 39 seats. Anybody can predict that. Ravi Shankar.
But is it a tough election? No, Pradeep, nobody does. You see, I am asking you very clearly. Is it a tough? When I look at these numbers, somewhere I get a sense. Maybe you've underpolled NDA, possible, and maybe they could, with a 2% edge, get more. Or have you underpolled possibly one of the other parties, and thereby it becomes a close race? All I say, do you rule out a hung assembly?
Can I add to that question, Rajdeep?
Yeah,
Just
please.
with what Rajdeep said, Pradeep ji, the entire debate was that the Gathbandhan needs an X factor plus MY plus one more. If you look at your micro data, they have that 2% from VIP. And the micro data does seem to suggest that. So they do have that 2% extra. 2 to 4% extra.
Yeah, I'm telling you where they got this incremental vote from.
Right.
2%, as you rightly pointed out, the Malla community. Among the Ravi Dasia, also, if you see that, there they got good 2-3 points more from there.
Exactly. So then, because you had only said, Pradeep ji, that I will only watch out at 2 communities, they will define this election.
Yes,
the non-Jatav Dalits, which are the non-Ravi Dasyas, and then you had said the Malla community, when you came to our show. Now, both of them have been able to take away a bit, a sizable chunk to the MGB has gone. So why is it that they're doing well, yet they are falling short?
No, this chunk is total absolute number. For Malla is 4 and for Jatavs is 5. So 9, even if they score 6 or 7 points among the 9, that 31 plus 9